I'm joined by MediCapital Bank's Luca Del Conte. He's the Executive Director of Treasury and Capital Markets for the bank that specializes in African investment. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So first of all, what do you make of speculation that Middle East investors may buy stakes in BP? How do you assess the prospect of that happening?
Well, definitely after what happened in the crisis, the financial crisis for banks, there were, a lot of these investors came into the rescue. Definitely they were going to be in the first, in the top list of potential investors. Now, what this means for the LIA is interesting because at first, this is quite a significant assets under management, about $65 billion. And at first, they weren't in the top list of people that would be potential buyers. And they have been actually very well known within the African MENA region, but not as potential buyers within a UK firm. Now, because of these prospects, they're a potential target.
So we've had Libya express an interest in BP. Abu Dhabi, the UAE's capital, operates one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds. In fact, I think they invested, what, $7.5 billion in Citigroup in 2007. And then, of course, you have Qatar, which has been making some pretty high-profile investments lately. So what is the most likely scenario at this point in terms of a potential deal?
Well, there's 2 points mainly. The first is, of course, that the comment made by the chairman of the national company in terms of Libya was an interesting comment because he said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, as we've seen with the banks, of course, some of them turn out to be excellent investments, others less so. So is that the right point now for BP? Vis-a-vis the QIA, they've done, of course, some very smart investments. And the position at the moment is, what will be the political implications of having a QIA or a Libyan investment authority to do so? In the side of the Libyan investment authority, for sure, they're very interested in what the relationship would be and how more the developments in North Africa. Let's not forget that BP has invested about $1 billion of operations in exploratory for oil for the next 7 years.
So how vulnerable then is BP to possible hostile takeovers from rival oil companies? I think JP Morgan suggested ExxonMobil as a possible buyer for BP.
Yeah, that's been a very interesting story of the last 2 days. Now, the issue is this. It's not very much about how vulnerable it is at the moment. In the fact, in the next 3 weeks, if we estimate that the well is going to be stopped, the leak is going to be stopped within the next 3 weeks, early August, end of July, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have a lot of speculation, and that is the problem at the moment. BP might have to rush to seek this wide-net investor at the moment, but at the same time, is it worth doing such a rush decision based only on 3-week speculation? That is an extremely big question, and at the moment they're looking at all the options.
BP has said that it won't be issuing any new shares to raise funds, but will the company be able to meet the costs of the spill without doing so? What are their funding options at this point? Well,
let's not forget, of course, the leverage is extremely low, so funding options are plenty. One of the market is, of course, is talking a lot about this potential investor, but they could raise further debt. At the moment, debt is trading at speculative levels, but this might change in a very short term, depending on the outcome of the leak. But definitely, Middle Eastern, they're rich in cash, the amount of capital is plenty, and so it's definitely one of the key options.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for your thoughts, your analysis on this story. We do appreciate Luca Del Conte. Thank you very much.